Hey everybody, Logan here. Today I'm bringing you a review of the newest banger, the big boy on the block for the PlayStation 5. What is that, you say? Well, you clicked on the video, you know. That is the new Razer Raiju V3 Pro for the PlayStation 5. Yes, unlike their previous Wolverine for the PlayStation 5, this one is back to where PlayStation gamers want with, well, both sticks on the same plane, and that's what everybody wants. So this is their newest version. I guess you can call it the rival of their in-house version, which is, well, the newest one for the Xbox, which is the Wolverine V3 Pro, which happens to be one of my favorite controllers of all time. Can this one do the same? Well, how about we unbox it, we take a look. Got something else special in this video for you. But at the end of this video, it's going to be a bit different because I will give you my impression of using it after about a 3-week, maybe 4-week period, and give you my real-time results because, well, it's better than just unboxing it, playing with it for a few minutes and saying, oh, it feels great. No, I'm going to show you a bit more than that and give you my final impressions of long-term use. So stick around, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's get into it. Yeah, that's the Raiju V3 Pro. If you guys remember, not too long ago, I covered the Wolverine V3 Pro and TE. The Pro, especially the new white variant, has done nothing but treat me well. I love the TE, and I also covered the Wolverine V3 Pro 8K for PC. Thank you for that as well, Razer. But now we have the PlayStation version, and we, as PlayStation gamers, because you guys know I play on PlayStation, not just Xbox, but PlayStation as well, and I've covered quite a few of PlayStation's offerings. Oh wait, there's only two. The DualSense and the DualSense Edge. A couple of other companies, they make their fair share, and well, you guys know me. I've had my mixed reviews on those, but now we finally have the ultimate PlayStation controller, and that is the Raiju V3 Pro. Wireless esports controller for PlayStation 5 and PC. Of course, I'm going to be testing it on PlayStation 5. Come on, it just makes perfect sense. So let's take a look at the front of the box before we get into the unboxing portion. So right up here, 2.4 gigahertz wireless, USB Type A wired, so Type C to Type A, of course. You have TMR thumbsticks. Hall effect? No, they're not settling for Hall effect. They're going TMR. We all know that TMR, well, it's just the best. Removable mouse click back buttons. Now, the flappy paddles on this thing, they take what the Wolverine V3 Pro did to another level. You can actually remove them if you don't like them, and we're going to take a closer look at that during the unboxing portion. So, yep, all the great stuff from Razer. But here, PS5, PC, keep that in mind. That's what it works for. Now, this is where I wanted to show you right there. It comes with a screwdriver, so if you don't like the back flappy paddles, or if you only want one set and not both sets, if you don't want 4, if you only want 2, shoot, you can customize it however you want. I thought that was really nifty. So it does come with the hyperspeed wireless USB dongle, a carry case with a 2-meter cable, if I'm not mistaken, that's around 6 feet. Symmetrical TMR thumbsticks, of course, so you don't have that offset like in the Xbox, where there are people that like it, there are people that don't. PlayStation gamers love their symmetrical sticks, so they're both on the same plane, and I've covered that ad nauseum lately. So you got the Razer Mecha Tactile PBT action buttons and 8-way floating D-pad, so mechanical. Razer Pro Hyper triggers, so those are just going to be like, if you guys have used the Wolverine V3 Pro, you can tell those triggers are so ridiculously responsive, and it's like, I don't even know how small of a pull it is, but it's like boom, like instantaneous action. I've been using that on games such as Borderlands 4, and man, it is fast. So this is going to have that as well. Pro level customization with the Razer mobile app and Synapse 4 for PC. So if you want, you can download it there or do it on your phone. And then we have, like I said, the 4 removable back buttons. Anything else to look at on the box? Just what comes with it. I already went over that, and yeah, so that's a nice looking box. Let's open this bad boy. Now it is lighter than the Wolverine V3. That is nice. I definitely prefer this D-pad over the separated PlayStation one, especially if you're going to be playing fighting games. Now it's not ultra noisy and clacky like you would see on like the Xbox Series XS controller that has that style of D-pad. Yes, it is mechanical, so you will hear the, but it's not overly loud and yelling at you. Those rubber grips are nice. That is nice. How awesome is that? I love a good set of claw buttons. Depending on who you are and how you game, there are people that just use those as just an extra set of bumpers where they roll their fingers back and forth, as do I. But there are people that play claw, and I get a lot of questions about what claw gaming is. It's still a fairly new thing, but they'll put their finger up here, put this up here, and then go like this, so they'll run this way. I can't seem to do that myself. I've tried that out. It doesn't work for me. I'm one of those rocker people where I rock my finger back through the 3 buttons. So yeah, that's how I do it. You got your PlayStation button right here. Touchpad, that is nice. It's so nice to be able to have one of these now for PlayStation. See, these are the buttons that can be removed. If you see right there where it says M3, M5, M4, M5, those can be removed. They are rubber, so you can just pop them off with a little screwdriver. We'll look at that in a minute. And if you want, you can just remove them. Now, I will probably leave them because depending on the game I'm playing, yeah, I could see myself using those because I do use them on the Xbox version. But again, it depends on the games I'm playing. Borderlands, yes, anything that requires the stick press ins like that, I'll remap them here or back here because it makes it easier during movement. You don't have to stop to press down. So that's just a me thing. So what do we have back here? Wireless and wired mode, PS5, PC. So by flipping these little switches, you can go PlayStation wireless, PlayStation wired, PlayStation, PC. So you can go PC wired, PC wireless. Interesting. But we're going to do PS5 and wireless. And then you got your trigger locks here. Ooh, perfect. That's what I'm talking about. Now, one thing I do like, it's solid black. It will go with pretty much any PlayStation setup. I do know there are people that want all the extra colors, all the fancy ones. They had a Wolverine for the PlayStation before. I know that was white and black, but you know what? It's slick. You know, it's all black. It's a hot look. That's just me. I like that. Now, another thing is, it's funny because I preferred the white one on the Xbox just because of the way it looked with the light in the middle. I think that was me, but hey, I'm weird. Let's take this little thing off right here. Alrighty. Such a nice looking controller. I'm so not used to having the D-pad up here because on the Razer Wolverine, it's here. That's what I've been using, whether it's the PC version or the Xbox version. This is going to take some getting used to, but I really do like it. All right, so what do we have in the case here? All right. Got you 2 different sticks. So if you like the convexed, you got the rounded tops. Concave, like what comes with it, but this is an extended stick. If you like the higher sticks, most people usually put them on the right stick. Some people put them on the left. Hey, whatever's more comfortable for you. You got your dongle, hyperspeed, hyper. And then, come on. That's the little screwdriver. That's all that comes in the case. I love these cases. There's only one issue that I've had with these cases since my Wolverine V3, the PC one and the Xbox one, and now the PlayStation one are all the same on the outside. I get them confused when I put them on the shelf, and I'm like, okay, I have to keep them in separate places completely, because when I had them on display, I was like, oh crap, I had to open up which one because I could not remember. This is going to end up being the same thing. So the only thing is, I wish there was like maybe a little bit of blue stitching or something on here, green on the Xbox, and then the PC one can be all black, or maybe some white stitching or something like that, just so you know the difference if all the boxes are going to be, or the cases are going to be the same. That's just a little nitpick thing for me. There we go. So let's take a look at this. Alrighty. Oh, okay, so it's not a twisty. Standard one. Pop that in here. There you go. You just remove it there. Now, there are supposed to be covers. Did I miss that? Okay. There's supposed to be covers here. Oh no. Those are those. Did I not see the covers? There they are. There they are. My mistake. They're in here. Now, like I said, these are going to be to cover those spots, so if you don't like the flappy paddles, they're gone. There we go. So this one is going to be, let's see, we got that one there, that one there. Okay, that's the button. So it's going to be this one. Whoops. Slide in. Nope, wrong side. I realize that's the wrong side. Because you can match it up with the rubber grip. I see that. That's what happens when you wear glasses and you're trying to look from above. My vision ain't the best as I've gotten older. That's what you guys have to look forward to. Losing your vision. There you go. Oh, that's nice. And then it gives you one set. That's pretty cool. So you can swap all 4 out if you don't like the back paddles. That is a nice addition. Like, I never thought how cool that would be, how useful that would be. Oh, that is really nifty. Okay, I am just solely impressed with this controller. But of course, what do we have to do? Well, we got one thing to take a look at before.
How about this little addition to the video? Yes, Razer sent me these as well, but I got these a little after this, and I've been using this bad boy, and man, do I have a lot to tell you about this awesome controller. But we wouldn't have PlayStation Perfection, the best setup, without the headset. So if you guys had seen my previous Battlefield 6 video, you know I've been using the Xbox version with these. they sent me the PlayStation ones as well because, well, it's got to match the PlayStation. You got the black and the blue, of course, why not? So this is probably the greatest headset I've ever flippin' used. Sound quality is the best. I mean, just everything about this. I use the Xbox One on Xbox and PC. Now this one can also be used on PC as well. So when it says #1 headset, it really is. I've used other headsets, and honestly, even the higher end competition from, Turtle Beach that I used on previous gens, it just can't hold a candle. And I think this is fantastic, and you can see all the greatness. We'll take a look at the back really quickly. It's got Razer Hyperspeed Gen 2 wireless, ultra low latency, as low as 10 milliseconds. I mean, the human ear can only pick up frequencies as low as 15 milliseconds. So you're like, you can't even tell. It's amazing. I don't know how else to say it without you actually hearing it. If you have a local Razer store or Best Buy that has this on display, take a listen. That's the only thing I can really say, because this is probably the greatest headset I've ever used. Razer dual layered flow knit memory foam cushion. It's extremely comfortable, by the way. Simultaneous audio. That allows you to actually have the 2.4 and the Bluetooth at the same time. I find that rather nifty. Detachable Razer hyper clear full band 12mm mic. Now, I'm one of these people that uses it on PC and I don't use the mic because I have my standalone mic, so I just pop it off and it looks great. So you don't have this mic hanging in your way unless you need to use it. So I think that's really cool. Hybrid active noise cancellation. It works very well. Configurable mic side tone control. That's all the controls and everything on the side of the mic, so you can audio and all that other stuff up and down. Razer Triforce Biocellulose 50mm drivers Gen 2. Yeah, that just means it's got really good drivers and makes it sound really good. Pro-tuned FPS profiles and customizable EQ. Now that's a cool thing depending on the game you're playing. They are coming out with ones for Battlefield, but if you're playing like Call of Duty or Apex, there's different settings that you can download the app. Because the PlayStation doesn't allow apps on the console, you have to download the app on your phone, and then you can sync it and do everything there. So it's a little extra step, but thank you, PlayStation. Here we got next gen surround sound for PS5 and PC. Fantastic. So let's do a quick unboxing. There you go. Probably the greatest headset I've ever used. Well, the Xbox version is, and this is no different. They are, I mean, some people might say, oh, they're overpriced. Yeah. How about you use them before you complain? I mean, these are probably the greatest, most comfortable, best sounding headsets. And I'm not doing this just because they were sent to me. I'm doing this because this is pure 100% God's honest truth. These are the best headsets I've ever used. The best quality sound, and I mean, I was blown away when I put the Xbox versions on, so I cannot wait to be using this for my PlayStation, especially since I will be playing this bad boy right here. So yeah, there you go. Just wanted to do a quick unboxing of this fantastic headset. And if you look, this is where you can pull them off. There's your battery, and you can replace them on both sides. So if you want to take the piece off here, you can do that as well, and then replace those. So that's how I got the red ones on the other one. And well, if I wanted to, I can swap them in and out, but fantastic headset. This is peak PlayStation performance. This and the Raiju, come on. Okay, so as of this segment recording, I've recorded all 3 segments at different times because of when I received the product and when this video is going to go up. So I decided to film this part the absolute furthest out I could from the first part because now I can tell you how amazing this controller has been. Now, every bit of gameplay you're going to see through this segment is all played with the Raiju. And how many times do I want to call this kaiju? If you know what a kaiju is, you know, and this thing is a beast. Come on. So this is probably the best PlayStation third-party controller I've ever used. I have used other ones like the Victrix and the Victrix Pro, and you know what? It's a solid controller, not gonna lie. But this one just beats it down, eats its lunch, takes everything and takes it to the next level. The performance in this, I've even used the multiple sticks, the taller sticks and the smaller sticks depending on the game I'm playing, and I realize I like the taller sticks when I'm playing games like Exoprimal or any kind of shooters because it makes it a bit more accurate in my opinion. But when I'm playing racing games like Asphalt or even playing games like Ninja Gaiden, I go back and revert to the smaller sticks because it just feels better. And the fact that I have that versatility, and I know the other ones do, but it feels better. And that's what makes the most sense. When you're playing a game, you want that game feel to be on point. You want the control to be as swift, as accurate, as on point as possible. And this does it. I love the fact that I was able to swap out the back paddles. I use them for different games and I realized, you know what? I'm going to leave them on because I just got to the point where I started using them more than I wasn't. So I left the flappy paddles on the back, but it was cool that I was able to remove them for a while and then put them back on when I felt like I needed them. So I just ended up leaving them on. Now, as for all the mechanical buttons, it makes me feel like I'm playing with one of the high-end controllers that PlayStation doesn't really have. Yes, they have the DualSense Edge, but this just takes it to the next level. I prefer the way this feels in my hand. It's a lot more comfortable than the DualSense Edge. And the DualSense Edge is an extremely comfortable controller. So in order for this bad boy to actually be more comfortable, yeah. And then having that style of D-pad is so much better when I was testing it out on certain fighting games and even 2D platformers like Contra. It was... This was the perfect controller. I do not see myself ever going back to a regular DualSense, and the DualSense is a great controller. I don't know how Razer did it. I don't know how, but they converted me to using this consistently on my PlayStation 5. Yes, I understand the price. It's the same price if you're looking at a DualSense Edge, especially one of those collector's editions. Yeah, it's got the swappable sticks, but DMR, man. DMR. No drift. It's just a better controller, and you can use this on your PC if you choose to do so. Yeah, you can do that on the DualSense, but come on. I mean, this is just... Someone who's been using it for around 3 weeks, I can attest to not wanting to use another controller over this. And I've used tons of controllers for every platform. It's gotten to the point where this is the only one I want to use. Yes, there are other controllers that I do want to review for the PlayStation, like the new BFG Pro Reloaded and the Revolution for the PlayStation as well, the Revolution 5 from Nacon. But it's got to the point where I'm like, why when I have the Raiju? And it's not because Razer sent this to me. No, I'm throwing that out the window, and I'm being honest with you. And I'm being straight up honest with you because that's what I'm known to do. I'm not here to lie. But I just love this controller. And there are very few controllers out there. I can name a list of controllers that I've fallen in love with and think it's one of the best controllers I've ever used. And this is it. Now, with that all out of the way, I will say there are a couple of things that I wish Razer would address with this controller. It's a little boring. It's a little boring. That's it. Maybe come out with some other color variations just to change it up. maybe give us a little light here and there. I know you want to keep the controller lighter, but it's a little boring. Solid black, give it some color. That's it. I wouldn't mind having some blue or some white stripes somewhere. Maybe some of the accent plastics that are already there that are black. Maybe throw in some color. That's about it. I know it's meant for esports. Esports has seemed to have gotten away from all that flashiness, and it's just about performance and how well that controller can get you to that victory. But the regular gamer would look at this and go, it's a little plain. It's a little plain, where the other guys have that flashy colorway. If the plastic's just a different color, it's not going to add any extra weight. That's the only thing I'm going to say. I would like some extra color on that. That's about it. But because people like to go, ooh, that looks nice as well. So with the older Wolverines, I do remember them having that white and black with some blue accents. Something maybe like that on here. If you don't want to put in the lights, that's cool. I do really like that D-pad, and I like the fact that the sticks are now back on the same plane, and that's what most PlayStation fans want. So I will say that that's probably my only complaint. Oh, one other thing. Razer, this is the only thing I want from these controllers. Give us a dock so I can just dock it and charge. I understand adding that might add some weight to it. That might be an issue, but maybe come out with a different version for the average gamer that still wants the performance, but doesn't mind that little extra weight. Just saying. It does make it a little more convenient when I have a dock, because I do actually have the Razer dock for my DualSense, and I was like, I would like a dock for the Raiju and the Wolverine controllers, but again, I understand that all that adds weight to it, and that's a thing. Maybe a gamer version and not an esports version. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me, because the average gamer, it will not bother us as much. Am I a professional gamer? I'm not an esports gamer, but I do this as a profession. So, but otherwise, I think this is a fantastic controller. Everything about this is definitely worth the money, and there are very few expensive controllers that I can say is worth the money, and I think this is, and I've been enjoying it. And again, I've been playing it across all different genres, and that's one thing I can say. I've been happy with it for every game I've played. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. I'll be glad to answer whatever I can. And I know this isn't one of my normal ones, because normally I show you the unboxing and the testing right out of the box. But this was different because I got to use this for a long period of time, so I can give you more in-depth of how I feel and my experience with the controller, and that's really what I wanted to do here. So let me know if you have any questions. Drop them down in the comment section. Again, I will answer everything I can to the best of my ability. And then I just want to say thank you guys so much. God bless each and every one of you. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.